Hi, this is Mrs. Bragg, and on Unit 8, Assignment 3, it asks you to add conditional formatting to the spreadsheet that we've already used in previous assignments. So you see I have my Mobster spreadsheet up, and it only asks me to do two things. Add shading to the Mobster activity by date table, and add conditional formatting to the payouts. So, wow. So I'm only going to work with this table and the column H. Okay, so let's start by adding shading to the table. I'm going to highlight the entire first table, and I want to add a highlight to every other row. Now, the reason I don't do it manually is because if I manually highlight every other row and then I insert a row, it's going to throw the pattern off. So by adding a conditional formatting, you could go to highlight sales rules. I don't see anything I want there, so I'm going to go to more rules. And I'm going to choose this one. Use a formula to determine which cells to format. Well, here's my formula. Equal sign, of course. Mod, which means the remainder. Parenthesis row, because we're trying to highlight rows. An empty parenthesis, because we're going to let the computer determine if it's odd or even. If it's an odd or even row. And then comma, and we're going to say if it's divisible by 2. So that's why we left that parenthesis empty in the middle, because the computer will determine the row number. So we can leave that empty. And I'm going to just highlight my spreadsheet with a subtle blue. Hit OK. And there you go. So every other row is highlighted with the color that I chose. Now, if I just want to insert a row, you see it doesn't throw my pattern off. It will still highlight every other row. So that's the beauty of the conditional formatting for highlighting rows. You don't do it manually, because if you decide to insert a row later on, then you've now thrown off your whole pattern. So doing the formula is a time saver. The second part of this assignment says add conditional formatting to the analysis by mobster table for payouts. So let's highlight the payout amount column, and we're going to highlight all payouts greater or equal to $3 million in one color. Conditional formatting. We could go to new rule, and I'm going to say format only cells that contain greater than or equal to and $3 million. I don't need my dollar sign here. And what color do we want it to be? Anything that's equal to or greater than 3 million. Let's make it a reddish color. Okay. So now anything that's greater than or equal to $3 million is highlighted in one color. There's another one. In the assignment, it says any payouts greater or equal to 4 million should be in a different color. So for instance, this very first one should be in a different color because it is greater than 4 million. Well, let's not do it manually. I'm going to highlight my cells again, even the ones that are already highlighted. I'm going to do another conditional formatting. New rule. Format only cells that contain greater than or equal to $4 million. And I'm going to choose a different color. Hit OK and hit OK again. Now I can determine what's greater than 3 million and what's greater than 4 million. And that's all that is required to do on Unit 8, Assignment 3 for conditional formatting.